Hello, party guests, and happy Sunday. Welcome back to the Kitchen Remix. Now, I shared a lot of recipes with you guys earlier for sliders, and I am going to make ham and cheese sliders. And I pulled out all my ingredients, you guys, and my Worcestershire sauce expired in 2023. So I think I'm going to be taking a little bit of a detour on that one. But I did want to talk to you guys about different types of stoneware, and then we're going to make some ham and cheese sliders, okay? So our most popular piece of stoneware, you guys, is the pizza stone. Now, if you're not familiar with unglazed stoneware, the browner it looks, the better it cooks. Over time, it's going to build up its own nonstick glaze. So that is what my pizza stone is doing. And earlier, somebody asked the question about them going in the dishwasher, and that is the case for the new ones. So if your stone has this ribbon pattern on the back, this like wavy looking pattern, then yes, you can put it in the dishwasher. One of my other most used of the stones is the loaf pan, and again, we've got the wavy kind of pattern design on the back, so these pieces can go in the dishwasher. And I have two of these, so one of them looks brand new, my other one doesn't, but this is the rectangle stone. So this is the one that I could have made the braid on the other day and not ran into the edges, you guys. But you can bake cookies on it, all types of things, and again, it has the waves on the bottom. So if you have stoneware that does not have that design, please assume that it is not dishwasher safe. That is our new stone fusion and that came out in the last, I want to say 5 or so years, okay? But what I'm going to use today is our partially glazed stoneware, and you guys, yes, these pieces can go in the dishwasher. I am going to give you a word of caution. So our deep covered baker, that's the one that I'm going to use tonight, and I know this is a piece that Pampered Chef has had forever in multiple colors and all of that. I can only say with certainty that our white pieces are the ones that are newer from the most recently, the last several years. Anything prior to that, I can't make any promises if they're dishwasher safe, okay? But the deep covered baker is what I'm going to use. It comes with a lid, but I wanted to show you guys something similar in case you had not seen our rectangle baker with the tray. So this is similar to the other piece, but it's a flat tray. So if you're not cooking something that's taller that requires the dome for space, this would be a good piece for you as well. But this tray, you guys, can go in the oven as well. So if you're making a lasagna, you can literally bake the garlic bread on top and put the whole thing in the oven like that. Absolutely love it. You can use the tray separately as well. I'm just going to set it aside. I want to show you the size difference, and that's the main reason that I am choosing today to use the deep covered baker. So if I were going to use, I've got a huge package of Hawaiian rolls, you guys, and if I was going to do all 24, I probably would go for the larger rectangle. But since I'm just doing a dozen, I am going to do them in the deep covered baker, and that is going to fit just fine. So if you're watching, go ahead and just comment. I don't know. I'm going to think on it a moment because there's a couple more things I want to show you anyhow. So these knives, you guys, this is our foundation knife set. We used to have a bigger block with more knives. It was a bit more cumbersome, bulky on your countertop. And if you don't love knives on your countertop, this gives you the option to flip this piece this way and you can store it flat in a drawer, okay? So this is our new foundation knife set. It does include a chef's knife, a serrated bread knife, which is what we are going to use here in a moment, a utility knife, and a paring knife. So Pampered Chef decided those were the most popular knives, and so those were the ones that they were going to put into this set. So thank you guys for all the questions about my business. If you have not had a chance yet, go back to that post. Feel free to be nosy. Ask me as many questions as you would like. Because I will give you 10 points towards the grand prize drawing, and I really do love to share, you know, kind of what it's like to be a Pampered Chef and so on. I should just go ahead and use a knife and cut these in half. I guess I don't need to be worried about if I cut the box. Okay, because I want 12 of them all together. So I was going to rush and go live earlier because I was supposed to have book club today, but they canceled. I think it was Mary that asked me, do I do things outside of Pampered Chef? And you guys, Pampered Chef is a job for me. I make income doing this. So when I'm running parties, I do set aside a lot of hours. Of course, I can be on the go if I need to be. But this is what I'm doing this weekend, you guys, with the exception of today. I went to work. I went to work at a nursing facility. I'm a physical therapist. I worked for 5 hours there. So yeah, I could do all kinds of things while running these parties. Now, before I get any further, I probably should mix up my sauce. And again, if you missed my intro, my bottle of Worcestershire sauce expired in 2023. So unless anybody can tell me with certainty that I won't die if I use this, I'm probably going to skip it. Hey, I see I've got some watchers. Does anybody know? Can I use this expired? I'm going to wait to see if anybody lets me know. So I've got 3 tablespoons of melted butter here. And I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now, I've got my miniature stainless steel scoop. This is the small one compared to the one that I had you guys using in that game where you were guessing how many noodles. So I'm going to go ahead and get 2 tablespoons of brown sugar in there. See, is anybody telling me I'm not going to die? I don't know. Let's see. Nina said yes. Nina, does that mean yes, I'm going to die, or yes, it's okay to use? Please let me know. All right, so I need Dijon mustard, but just 1 tablespoon. So I grabbed my adjustable tablespoons, you guys. This is a tablespoon. I could dial it down to half a tablespoon, but I'm going to go ahead and do the full tablespoon of mustard. Okay, she says I'll be fine, so we're going to go with it. So for the Worcestershire sauce, I just need 1 teaspoon on that one. But I also need 2 teaspoons of a seasoning, so let me do that first. I've got Pampered Chef Rosemary Herb. I've never used this one before, you guys, so I just have a sample pack instead of the full bottle. But please, please, please go check out our pantry if you haven't yet to see all kind of fun, different flavors that we have. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. Okay, and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and, can I get it open? Jeez. Maybe it hasn't been open since 2023. Hey, Joel, I might need you. I got it. Never mind, I don't need you, babe. Okay, a teaspoon of this. Okay. All right, let me grab a little whisk because I forgot. And I'm going to whisk it up. Now, my oven is preheated to 400 degrees. And I'm using my smaller of the batter bowls here, you guys. It does come in a bigger size. It smells pretty good, so I'm going to go with it. And then I'm just going to take my 12 Hawaiian rolls, you guys, and I need to cut them in half. And I'm going to be really careful because I don't want to make the bottoms too thin or the tops too thin. So I'm going to kind of try. But again, this is the serrated bread knife from that foundation knife set. So it tells me that I need a basting brush, and don't tell me it's in the dishwasher, but I have a feeling that it's in the dishwasher. So I'm going to put a little bit of the sauce down here on the bottom of the pan. And we're just going to use the slide it around technique. Or I'm going to grab a scraper. Next best thing, you guys, if I don't have my basting brush, there is no job that one of my scrapers cannot do for me. So if you are watching for 5 points, how about you just shout out whatever your favorite Pampered Chef product is, or your first Pampered Chef product, or just any Pampered Chef product that comes to mind. Then I will know that you watched, okay? So I'm going to put my rolls in here. And I'm going to take my tops back off. It was just easier for me to do it that way in that moment. Okay, so I have some deli ham. And you guys, you're going to bake this like in one piece. You'll slice it up when it's all done. And then just so that you guys know, today is the last day of the party. What does that mean? That means today is the last day that I will be popping on, doing lives, playing games. And why is that, you guys? Because everybody goes back to work tomorrow. And it gets really, really quiet here. So you will have tomorrow to do any shopping as well. I don't spin the wheel on the grand prize until Monday night at 8 p.m. Just in case there are folks that were busy all weekend and they didn't really get a chance. So you will notice tomorrow I will be shutting down comments on some of the things because I have a lot of points that I have to make sure that I am accurate on. But yes, you do have until tomorrow yet to shop. Today is just the last time that I will be popping on here live, making something for you guys. So I went with white sharp cheddar. Up to you. I think the recipe said, what kind? It said Gouda. And my shopper got me Gouda, but it wasn't sliced, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I popped at Meijer on my way home today, and I got white sharp cheddar. Now, I mentioned to you guys the other day that I don't do a lot of my own grocery shopping. And I know maybe that sounds fancy, but I just don't drive, you guys. I've never driven. Fun fact about me, I never had a driver's license. So I do have a regular Shipt shopper that helps me out through the week. But you know, of course, there's times where I just make my husband take me to the grocery store for that one or two things that I forgot to have her get for me. But yeah, fun fact about me. That's also another reason why I really do love these virtual parties. I have done a few in-person parties in a very small radius for my personal friends and neighbors. I did do one for a very, very good friend who lived an hour away because, again, very good friend, so I knew that I could count on her. And if you're in the Grand Rapids area and you think you can draw a crowd, it's not out of the question. But yeah, you guys, since I don't drive, I don't really do a lot of in-person parties. That's not something I typically look to book. And I absolutely love that through my Pampered Chef business, I have been able to make friends and customers all across the United States because not all of my hosts right now are in Michigan. And I think that is what has really helped me grow this business to the point where it's something that I can rely on for income. And you guys, I've earned 4 trips through Pampered Chef. Super exciting. One of my favorite things about this business is the harder you work, not only the more money you make, but the more recognition you get. And you don't always get that at jobs, okay? All right, so these are my beautiful little sandwiches in my baker. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop it in the oven for 12 minutes with the lid on, and then we're gonna take the lid off and bake it for another 5 to 7 minutes so that the tops get all nice and crunchy and toasty and all of that. And I will post pictures for you guys. Now one last thing I do want you to know is I do take requests. If there's something you wanna see, if there's something that you have questions on, let me know. If I can pull it out yet this evening, I will. Otherwise, I am off tomorrow. My kids are off, my hubby's off. We're gonna be home and eating food. So if there's something you want to see, I can always make a short video and tag you in it. Any questions that you have, absolutely, please let me know. And I'm still looking for hosts, you guys. Your host would love you to book a party. They get to shop your party with a discount. You get 100 points towards this grand prize drawing. And when your party happens, you get the host rewards. See you guys.